Hi everybody, it's Ms. Salazar speaking and welcome to math class. Today we're going to talk about addition and we're going to focus on the method grid and counter. So here we have our very first exercise, 8 plus 2, and we have our grid. Now the very first thing you're going to make sure is that you have 8 right here, so that means that you need to have 8 spaces filled up. And remember, the grid always has 10 spaces. 5 spaces on this side, 5 spaces on the other. Now you have the number 8, you have to make sure that you fill up 8 spaces. So you have 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, perfect. So you have 8 spaces filled up. Now that that's done, you need to make sure that this table is filled up completely. Why? Because you have to make sure that you always get to 10. Always make sure that you always get to 10. That means that you have to make sure that this table is completely full. So I have 8 spaces filled up. Now, let's see. How many spaces do I need in order to get to 10? I need 2 spaces, 1 and 2. 1 and 2. And would you look at that? You have 8 plus 2. You have 8 pennies plus 2 pennies that we have right here that need to be inside the grid. So we have 8, 9, 10. So we have 8 pennies plus 2 pennies that we just added. That's a total of 10. So that means that 8 plus 2 is 10. There you go. 8 plus 2 is 10. So it's kind of like saying you have 10 spaces filled up right here. 10 plus, I don't have anything right here. So that means that 10 plus 0 is 10. Okay, so here we have the second exercise. And in the second exercise, we have 9 plus 10. 9 plus 10. Now, as you can see here, I have with me the grid with 9 spaces filled up. 9 spaces filled up. Now, why do I have 9? Because that's the number that I have right here. I have number 9, so I have to make sure that I have 9 spaces filled up. And remember that the grid has 10 spaces, and I just filled up 9 spaces. So that's perfect. Step number 1, done. Now, I have to make sure that this grid has all the spaces filled up. And right now, I'm missing 1 space. So I have to go to my pennies right here. I have a total of 10 pennies because I have the number 10 here. So I have 9 pennies, 10 pennies. But the thing is that I need to make sure that the grid is completely full. And I have 1 space that's not filled up. So that means that I have to take a penny from this side and add it to this side. There you go. So right now I have a total of 10 pennies right here. 10, so let's write that down. I have 10. Now, how many pennies do I have right here? I had 10, but I took away 1. So right now I have 9. I have 9 pennies. So how much is 10 plus 9? How much is 10 plus 9? That's a total of 19. And look at these numbers. 10 plus 9, 9 plus 10. 19 is the answer to this one as well. So 9 plus 10 and 10 plus 9 is exactly the same thing, and they're both going to have exactly the same answers. Hi everybody, so this is the very last exercise. We have 20 plus 5. 20 plus 5. So as you can see right here, I have a grid, and remember that a grid always has 10 spaces. Now I have the number 20, but I only have 1 grid, so I made sure to add the 10 pennies in 1 grid and to add the other half, the other 10 pennies right below it, okay? So I have 10 pennies and another 10 pennies right here. So let's write it down. I have 10 pennies right here. And on this side, I also have 10 pennies. You see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 pennies on this side. And these pennies are aligned with each other. So this means that this side also has 5. 5 and 5, that's 10. Okay. And it looks like I have some additional pennies right here because I have the number 5. So I have the number 5 and I have 5 pennies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have the number 5 right here. Now, how much is 10 plus 5? That's 15. So 10 plus 5 equals 15. I'm going to write it right here. I'm going to erase this and this. There you go. So I have 10 pennies on this side and I have 15 pennies on this side. Now, how much is 10 plus 15? How much is 10 plus 15? That's a total of 25. So that would be the answer to this exercise right here, 25. Okay, so 20 plus 5 equals 25. Wait, let me make that 5 a little bit prettier. Okay, so 20 plus 5 equals 25. Now, you can also say that 10 plus 15 equals 25. You see? It's exactly the same thing. 25, 25, 20 plus 5 equals 25, and 10 plus 15 also equals 25.